Hello, friends. It's Chop. We'll see who gets the gay potioned up on this particular.
I'm willing to get gay potion for my faith in Herschel Walker.
Did you guys know this about the candidate who lost in Nevada, though, the challenger to the incumbent? Yeah. Did you know this is actually crazy? He's Pete Domenici's bastard.
Yes.
Wait, who is
he was
Pete
raised by the
Domenici?
Laxalts, which is like a political dynasty in Nevada. Paul Laxalt, who his like fake grandfather or something, was like one of Ronald Reagan's big backers and helped make him president. And yes, they raised a New Mexico senator, Domenici's bastard kid, as their own. It's amazing. It's some Game of Thrones shit. It's like he's one of the Greyjoys sent to Winterfell.
Yeah. He served under a cadet house, and I guess he would be legitimized if he had won this election, but nope.
Yep, sorry. Still a bastard boy.
Did we decide on the Beltway episode that the Game of Thrones bastard's name for Nevada would be Chips?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Chips.
Yeah. Adam Chips loses to what would a fake Latina be in the Game of Thrones world? Catherine
Cornish?
from Volantis.
Wasn't Rob Stark's ill-fated wife sort of a Latinx style?
She is from Volantis. Yeah,
Volantis. Yeah, like a.
You got Red Wedding.
My Dominican friend pointed out she's been watching House of Dragons, and she pointed out that all the characters, their names seem Dominican.
like
all the names
which
that are
ones?
like Yokarnis Targaryen.
And I guess the other thing is this was sort of a surprise to me. Kari Lake lost the governor's race in Arizona. That's what it looks like now.
What?
And
no, she's a freaking smoke show.
Yeah,
We need
I
more
thought
hot
she was
governors.
gonna be.
This is no good.
I thought she was gonna be the one. I thought she was gonna be like the one big Trump candidate to show out. But no, Kari Lake looks like she lost as well. Blake Masters is officially lost. I mean, the postmortem. I agree with you, Felix. The postmortem on that campaign is like like you said you would read like a Robert Caros like 3 tomes. Detailing everything that went into the Blake Masters Senate run.
The decision to take a video of him just shooting a suppressed pistol in the desert, like he's fucking Dylan Harris getting ready to fucking walk into Columbine. Amazing.
This is a Walther PPK. I've wanted this gun for a long time, ever since I was a little kid. Made in Germany, 007 gun. Why would you not want this? Silencers sometimes get a bad rap. People want to pretend that it makes it easy to commit crime or something like that. But actually, shooting with a silencer just makes it a whole lot more pleasant. Wow. Whisper quiet. It's pretty cool. Made in Germany.
Yeah, there was so much active shooter behavior. Like the picture he posted right before the election where he's in the car with the rifle.
Yeah, but he's in the passenger seat.
Into a target.
Yeah.
He's in the passenger seat of a car, and there's like a fucking assault rifle next to him, and he's like gearing up for the last days. You're headed to a Democratic polling precinct? What's going on? You're headed to a Mark Kelly's office?
I was mutuals with him since the primary. You know, I followed him back because I'm like, let's see how this plays out. Because I already, just based off gut, I did think he was going to lose that Senate election, even before Dobbs. But I wanted to see how it went. But even in my wildest fantasies, nothing I imagined could be as inept and internet-y as what he actually did. He would, put out campaign flyers that were like, hey, everyone, say your Blake Masters Groyper name. It's your first and your last name plus Blake Masters Groyper. And voters resoundingly said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I've seen a bit of the salt from the Blake Masters supporting contingent when the postmortem just seems to be we cannot run a guy this weird again. Like we cannot run a school shooter for Senate. There's just everything about this guy is off-putting and creepy. And a lot of them have just been posting photos of Blake Masters with his wife and kids to be like, I don't know what's weird about this. And it's like, having a family doesn't exempt you from being weird and a creep. Like, it's just the fact that
you can get them on the dark web.
intermarriage.
It's not difficult.
Dennis Rader had a family.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess like a week on now from the midterms, I suppose where we're left is like, look, it has been very it's felt really good to see the Republicans eat shit and then whine and complain about it. Like that feels good. And like there are very few things in the news that make you feel good these days. But unfortunately, like, as the high of that wears off, and like we're just licking the baggie a little bit, in Twitter replies, trying to gin up some salt here, trying to just rub it on your gums. I mean, we are left now with just back to the old depressing reality of American politics, which is like, like the Democrats, I'm sure will learn their lessons from this and change going forward. No, I mean the fact that they were just gifted this great result for them, largely because of the Dobbs decision, means that they're going to be even less inclined to ever function as any kind of party that's worth actually voting for.
They can't. It's not optional. They don't get to choose. They do not get to change direction. It is all determined. There's no party. There's no steering wheel in the Democratic Party. There's no way to take it over and change the way it goes because there's no way to make these people do anything that they don't want to do. They will do what protects them, like what you saw in New York. How New York is the reason that they're going to lose the House, and it's because the New York State Democrats were not going to do anything that they perceived as undermining their own power base. It didn't matter that undermined their ability to win races. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to them. Their specific and individual power base within the party is what matters. And so even in the face of, hey, what you're doing is going to lose races. You're going to lose power. That doesn't compute. They would probably prefer to gain power, maybe, although who knows. What matters is that they cannot act differently. There is no force to coordinate them in any interest other than their own most narrow self-perceived interests. That's the only thing Democrats in the party and in power and in office can do.
Well, I suppose then one shouldn't feel bad at all for enjoying Republicans eating shit because it doesn't essentially mean anything for the Democrats because if they'd won, lost, draw, they would behave exactly the same way.
Yes.
Defeat, victory, or dead draw, as we've come out with now.
Yeah. The reason they have all these guys like fucking David Shore and these dudes, it's like McKinsey. They're there to tell them that what they want to do anyway is the right move. That's always it. They're not deciding what to do. They're making self-interested decisions and then finding people in the media and in the pundit sphere and among consultants to affirm that is the right thing, to assure the rest of us that they know what they're doing.
It's interesting because among Democrats that overperformed on Tuesday, I would split them into two camps. Some are, yes, people who are gifted this, while others are people who in some sense understand, what time it is and understand like some things must be done in order to keep doing this. The problem with the latter, of course, is that in order to do that, in order to keep delivering things or otherwise, win elections like this in years where there isn't a Dobbs, so much has to happen. Matt talked about how they can't do all these things. For that latter group, they would need to have an executive that would just, ignore the courts or deliberately weaken them. You would need the Federal Reserve to be a different thing than it is now. You would need a lot of different things. And unfortunately for that latter group, they really don't get to decide those things. I mean, it's a whole set of things that you see that's partially from like the left liberal Warren supporting people who are like, okay, now in the lame duck session, let's add DC and Puerto Rico as states. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I think this will be a theme for today's episode, but we're already seeing the rug pull coming for the student loan forgiveness. Like, that's unconstitutional. And Biden just said today that like, sorry, we just don't have the votes for a federal abortion legislation. And by the way, we're also not getting rid of the filibuster to do that. So, back to normal. back to regularly scheduled politics in this country. I guess here's a question though: do you think how many impeachments of Joe Biden are we going to get? One, more than one?
Sadly, zero.
Yeah.
We're not going to get the funniest thing that I was hoping would come out of a Republican House is a Brandon impeachment, because that now the Republican caucus is completely held by the balls by these 4 New York Republicans who cannot be the face of a fucking Brandon impeachment if they have any hope of keeping their seats. So we're not going to get our beloved Brandon impeachment, I don't think.
We will get something funnier, which is, the Lebanon-style power sharing agreement for the House. I mean, this is going to be one of the funniest periods ever in the history of the House of Representatives. I mean, okay, so maybe it does come down to a 1-seat majority for Republicans. There's never a time when all reps are there.
Yep.
They're always going to some fucking after dinner speech to raise money for re-election, or going on some fucking junket to Oman.
Or they die. These people are all 90 years old. They drop dead all the time.
Or remember that that dopey lady who died in a car crash?
Yes.
They're representatives. They're not senators. They die like normal people. They're loser normal people. They're not archons like senators are.
Yeah, we've established this. They don't have the Dune shield technology yet for driving cars or walking downstairs. I guess one other development here. I mean, how are you guys feeling about the Ron DeSantis as the Elizabeth Warren of the Republican caucus? Like he can win if you believe in him, kind of a candidate. Because I mean, polls are showing that he's up on Trump in certain areas. But
one poll that showed Trump only up by 7 points prior to this. Bullshit. I don't buy that for a second. I never want anyone to ever fucking show me anything by a Republican polling firm from here on out. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They just make up whatever they want. That's pretty established.
But what do you think? Like the pitch for Ron DeSantis is eerily similar to the pitch for Elizabeth Warren, because he's like, he can get it done. He can take black people out of Disney movies. He's going to hold hearings on it. He's going to have charts about Black Ariel.
Yeah, he's gonna every Tuesday in the Rose Garden when he's president. He's gonna read the name of boys who killed themselves because they were taught the 1619 Project and to hate themselves at school.
We alluded to it on the end of last week, of the last episode we did. But I guess just the other really big news story from last week that's still ongoing is the golden age, the return of Twitter as being a vital thing for our society, the modern agora, So Elon Musk's Twitter, we've had it now for about 2 weeks. Fellas, I got to say, it's been great.
Wonderful.
It's pretty good.
Look, none of the parody accounts have been funny, but their effects on the real world have been quite hilarious.
Oh my goodness!
Like tanking Eli Lilly's stock by just saying insulin's free now. If that's what it takes to fucking just crater Eli Lilly's stock market value, is just people realizing, like, wait a second, why isn't insulin free already? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's like if Adbusters kind of worked a little bit.
But then Musk himself, just basically being on Twitter, replying to people and just being like, interesting, we're working on that. I think the thing that's funny about like the Musk managed Twitter is, A, what a shit show it is, but B, also that they're realizing that like Twitter was not run as a company that was like some sort of SJW cabal seeking to like suppress speech. And I'm sure they do that in various ways, but I think it's like mainly they're finding out that it's a company that was desperately trying to find a way to make money. And I think now he's basically going to reverse engineer all of the content moderation and management of Twitter that there was already in place, because like that's the way to make it economically viable, or like the only way to make it even approach being economically viable or attractive. It's not looking good for advertisers right now on Twitter.
He convinced himself because he doesn't know anything, and he's surrounded by a bunch of fucking people who just tell him that his instincts are correct. He has the same instincts as a bunch of dumb rich assholes, which is to think, like the political correctness that dominates social media places, like the speech constraints are the result of ideologically motivated SJW jihadists, and that you could basically bully them off of the point and then dom them because they're a bunch of blue-haired pussies and they have no grit. But it turns out a company that is fueled by advertising dollars has advertisers who do not want to piss off vital segments of the market. And the market that you're protecting by going free speech